Sagittarius. Fire. The Don Juan. This is also very Sagittarius. You gotta call it. Listen, it's Jupiter, Zeus, the king of the gods. It's dapper, expensive. Yeah, I got good time. Sagittarius, the Don Juan. Sagittarius, like Aries, this is your element, fire. So this is mutable fire. Sagittarius, the arrow that points upwards and shoots for high wisdom, high philosophy, and how to embody the exceller of the gods from above to below. It is Prometheus stealing the fire from Zeus to bring to the humanity. It's Merlin, Marduk, the golden chalice, the exceller of Lord Jupiter, as it is exalted in the pagan world and in the world of Wicca and the arts. Here we see lofty Sagittarius in a little bit of a quandary. This year for Sagittarius is a year of introspection, for the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter falls in your second house of self-worth, self-esteem, and in the third house of communication. So it is time, Sagittarians, and to a certain degree Geminis, for you to go soul searching. It's time to be soul searching. Go deeper, Sagittarius. You're very fair-weathered and very light-hearted. Deepity-dappity, right across the garden with a couple of mushrooms, and you're already on sky high. And it's wonderful. It's certainly very antithetical. But I want to come down. We come down from that golden exceller. Now, it is a dream of dreams. You have lofty ideas and great feelings of heroism, athletic ability, great sexual prowess, and all the great things that comes with being human. You fashion this within yourself, but you don't look at your shortcomings, and you haven't done that for a long time, Sagittarius. This year, you're going to have to cut the wheat from the chaff and hold on to that which is tangible, plausible, realizable, from that which is pipe dream. You know, the polarity from Pisces. Jupiter was the classical co-ruler of Pisces, which deals with dreams and fantasy and pipe dreaming. There's a lot of that in Sagittarius. Don't be a pipe dreamer. And it's okay to have lofty, even buoyant feelings of goodness and feeling connected to your origins. Oh, wait. That is delicious. Sagittarius, you like things to be light and to be fun and easy and simple and drama-free. Well, if that's the case, then you better look inside yourself and start doing some internal work, because the drama that is expressed outside of you is symbolic of the drama that's happening inside you, Sagittarius. If you only can look. Ooh, ooh. Wait. Yeah. Oh God, that beat. And I haven't even lit the spliff yet. So understand, Sagittarius, you are here to really, really um, work on yourself. Now, you've been hiding from yourself and running from yourself for too long now. Yes, you have. Oh, yes, you have. Nobody really knows you like Scorpio. Just what you want people to see, what you want people to know. Well, this year, Sagittarius, the gig is up. Because people are going to see your card and they're going to see that it's the same card that you play. And that's going to get tired, that's going to get old. You're going to find yourself stuck in a circle, in a rut that doesn't move. It doesn't move. And that's going to be because you're not realizing what you have to change. You are mutable fire. You are adaptable. But sometimes, as is kept, you can be a very stubborn motherfucker, bitch. Oh, yes, you can be. A lot more than people suspect. And that can really hurt you. Part of your gift is to be versatile and to be completely realistic. There's nothing wrong with being buoyant, but just be realistic. And sometimes you don't want to be bothered with the difficult details. And you skim through it. And then you expect the results that you expect. And when you don't get it, then now you're getting critical. Because that's another part about you, Sagittarius, that you can be so critical. Worse than Virgo. Especially when you get your way, when you don't expect it to happen your way. But then again, you don't want to double check and micromanage either. And you can be very, very, very good at passing the buck and make somebody else be the fall guy. That you can only get away with doing that, but so much, Sagittarius. This year is gonna be a mixed bag for you, Sagittarius. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm not even gonna lie about it. The number 5, which is Leo, it's also Mars, the god of war. It's cardinal fire. So there are things here that are going to happen throughout the year that you are not going to be able to control, Sagittarius. Oh, well, Florida de mi inspiración. Oh, the beat hit. Flores de mi inspiración. Sagittarius, it's time that you put into work your own ethics. Because it's one thing to have ethics and to adhere to a philosophy. It's one thing to do it and follow it. You're very good at preaching philosophy, but do you walk your own philosophy, Sagittarius? Sometimes you don't do that. Oh. Predictions for Sagittarius for 2021. Oh, here we go, the big one. All right, I'm gonna keep it lofty. Wait. Oh, I love it. Flores de mi inspiración. Oh, I love it. Sagittarius, this could be a great year for you. A wonderful year. A wonderful year for you. Of course it can be. But you have to be able to be true to yourself and not be afraid to talk about what's really important. You can hide behind your friends. You can hide behind certain things. But I'm telling you, uh, this year, I won't be surprised if you are dealt with questionings. Questioning. Once you get to that point where you start questioning yourself and questioning certain things that you didn't think you had to question, that's when you know that there's a change looming in the air. Because 2021 is going to be precipitated by many changes. Many changes. Hold on. Because they had changed my music. So, don't change my music now. So, understand that if you want to be taken seriously this year, because now there's a part of you that enjoys being gregarious and being out and about, being the Don Juan, the life of the party, and also the one that buffers difficult situations. At the same time, you are also a social climber. You could be as vicious a social climber as Libra, who is an opportunist in this area. You are too, Sagittarius. And in the more darker shadow of Sagittarius, you could take over somebody else's name, somebody else's fame, someone else's name. You know, a Sagittarius is the sign of the imposter. So you could be an imposter, an infiltrator, if you go the dark, negative direction of Sagittarius, which is very rare. But when you have the devil and God coming together in the area of self-worth, self-esteem, and communicating about it, it becomes a question of being self-aware of the darkness that you have inside you. And have you reconciled with that darkness within you? No. And how have you reconciled that darkness? We all have that reckoning to reconcile with our own inner darkness. Here, the darkness, it lies closer to the heart in Sagittarius than in any other sign with this conjunction. So what you have to ask yourself is, which direction are you going to go, Sagittarius? For you, it can go either way, which holds true to the mutuality of your sign of Sagittarius. This is very Sagittarius. Beginning in Scorpio and ending as Dapper in Sagittarius. Hence the purple. Um, so, thank you. I understand that you have to, as a Sagittarius, be very, very, very aware that in order for your environment to change for the better, there has to be a change in the inner environment. Yes, this is Sagittarius, the purple. That's why I wear it. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. So I understand that we have something to offer, something special, something beautiful. That unless we realize it in ourselves, it doesn't matter if somebody else realizes it or not. If we don't realize it, then we don't give it value. And that's what's fucked up. That is what's fucked up. It's that we don't place value on it. And if we don't place value onto it, then what good? What good is it? the value has to come from within first in order for it to be appreciated. Because kind of like Gemini, the opposite polarity, we might not really care about how this impresses you. Sagittarius are not really impressed by other people's impressions. They really are not. And in this sense, they're very strong that way. Like Aquarius, they don't require a lot of compliments. It doesn't sit too well with them. They are who they are, and they don't mind being oblivious to that reality of not being aware of who they are and not taking into account how they influence their environment. Yeah, yeah. Sagittarius, I do gotta say this to you. Beginning in May, you're going to enter a period of crisis. Sagittarius, Sagittarius, like Scorpio, rule crisis. A crisis in action is Sagittarius. A crisis in consciousness is Scorpio. At some point in the cycle, Sagittarius, you're going to go through a crisis in action. This is going to happen to you at midlife. And there'll be a complete shifting, a complete orientation to the life that you're living now. A crisis in action will be external circumstances outside of your control that's going to force you to change. Whereas a crisis in consciousness is a breakdown, a mental breakdown or a nervous breakdown of your way of belief system from within, causing you to reevaluate your own philosophy, your own belief system, and your own way of approaching life, which is quite definitive of Sagittarius. This is a point in the cycle in which you might be entering that crisis. With the Saturn Jupiter conjunction in the second house, third house of self esteem, self worth, and communication of that, this might just be what might precipitate the crisis. An internal crisis that is externalized by outside events, which are symbolic of the internal crisis that you might be going through. And if you're not going through that, it's looming. This is something that you may have to concern yourself with when we are reaching midlife. For those of you who are already approaching midlife, this is from age 40 to age 57. If you are falling from age 40 to 57 and you are Sagittarius, you are going to fall within these two impending crises. So prepare for it. The precipitating factor or the ricochet boomerang effect is the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, 0 degrees Capricorn, between the second and third house cusp. Okay? Yeah, it's deep. It's deep. The word crisis means decision. It's a Greek word. It means decision. Take out the negative connotation that people put on the word crisis and look at it as decision. For this year, Sagittarians, you have a decision to make. Is that better rather than saying crisis? Because the word crisis is Greek and it means decision. So if I can put it that way, just be aware that at some point in the cycle you have a major decision to make. And if we look at it that way, it doesn't have to look like, oh, it's a crisis. Isn't that better? Uncle Fernando wants to make it better. Because I don't want you to get stuck on the word crisis and then not look at what I'm telling you. So let's remove the word crisis and let's put decision, because the word crisis in Greek means decision. You have a decision to make, and a decision doesn't have to be end of life or over the top or dramatic. It can just be a decision. That's all, just a decision. But you need to be aware that you need to make one, and that takes away from the mystery of it. Guys, thank you so much. Please donate www.paypal.me/Keisha Farmer. Okay, for we're now in LLC, and now all donations will go to the accountant. It's Keisha Farmer. Thank you guys as we now move into Capricorn.